Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I water my orchids. I'm using tap water, but I had to turn on the gas because I don't want to shock my orchids with cold water. It's still a bit cold here in Japan, although it's springtime now. These are my Phalaenopsis orchids. They are the mini ones, and I repotted these ones in bark and a little bit of sphagnum moss. I also put moss at the top of my pot for extra humidity, because they need humidity, especially during winter time. Not so much in summer because it really gets hot on summertime here. So I am using my sink to water them because I find it convenient, and also because I don't want to make a mess in my bedroom, because that's where I place all my orchids. So as you can see, I'm carefully watering them, turning the pots around so I don't spill. I don't like to water from the top because I don't want the water to sit on at the crown. That leads to crown rot. I water like this even when I use my watering can. When I fertilize, because I use my watering can when I fertilize. I turn around the pot every time I water, just to spill water on every nooks and crannies in there. You can also soak them. I do that sometimes, soak. It's also a better way to water them. See, crown rot is one of the reasons your orchids won't do well. You're gonna die. Root rot as well. If you water too much, overwatering is one of the main reasons your orchids die. So as you can see, I am using these clear plastic pots that I got from Amazon, by the way. They are fairly cheap. I love these pots because they have slits all around them, aside from the holes at the bottom. My orchids love this. These were my first choice of containers when I started growing orchids. I actually got the bigger ones because I thought bigger is better with orchids. See, when you try to start a new thing and you're just going on with your hunch, a little bit of Googling, watching YouTube videos. You're a newbie, right? So you make mistakes. But as you go along the way, you learn from them. You learn from your mistake. That is normal. So it's good to try a lot of things. Research, But if you're gonna try to start growing orchids, my advice is to go with Phalaenopsis. It is a beginner's best friend because they will grow in low light and they do not require extreme humidity. And I water them like once a week, sometimes more. like the ones that are potted in sphagnum moss, because sphagnum moss is water retentive. They remain wet for the longest time, so you don't have to water them frequently. But if you're using other kinds of media like bark, lava rocks, perlite, they get dry so quick. And I have some repotted in clay pots because I was trying to see if clay pots are also good for some of my orchids. It's an experiment, but I found out that they get dry so fast, so I have to water them frequently, because the clay pots also absorb the water every time I water them, so it gets dry really quick. I'm gonna have to change them. I don't think it's for me, the clay pots, although it's still an ongoing experiment. I don't have to like decide right now. We'll see. I'll see from there. So these ones are the new ones that I got. These are the recent ones. Some are given to me by my friends, so they're still in their original potting medium and their pots. I haven't repotted them because they were in bloom when I got them. I wanted to enjoy their blooms a little longer before repotting them. Many orchid growers, when they buy orchids, they take the orchids home, they repot right away. Well, different strokes for different folks. That's how they do it, because they're more, they want to focus more on growing the orchid healthy in general. So that's also good. But for me, I want to get them used to my surrounding first before I repot them. Like if I see new growths in there, new leaves, and the flowers wilted, then yeah, it's time for me to repot. See, orchids are epiphytes, which means they grow on trees. They grow in the air rather than in soil. Most orchids can tolerate drought far better than they can tolerate excess moisture. Nothing kills an orchid faster than letting it sit in a waterlogged pot. So without adequate air circulation, the plant will suffocate and die. Look at this. That's so pretty, right? I got that from a friend. It was blooming splendidly when he gave it to me. But when I watered it, I got out of its decorative pot. I was compacted with moss, and the moss is creeping out of its pot. So I may have to repot that one. And this one is mini dendrobium. It's also so pretty, this one. But I think it's about to end its bloom soon. This one I don't have to repot right away because I checked the growing medium there. It's still good. So I water once a week, sometimes more than that. You have to allow the growing medium to dry out between waterings. And excess water should not come in contact with the roots or the growing medium. And after being repotted, most orchids will not resume active growth for several months. So during this period, you can water them very sparingly. I'll talk more about potting media on my next video. So for now, as much as I'm talking about stuff while watering these babies of mine, I hope you guys learned something from this video. So this is the last one. It's a pretty big one. I got this really cheap. I was in full bloom when I had it, and I cannot water it straight from the tap, so I am using a measuring cup to spread water evenly. See how I'm being careful not to spill water all over the leaves, trying to avoid the crown. I'm gonna water it in the middle because I can see the moss in there. So this is the way I water my orchids, guys. I hope you learned something from this video, and I want to thank you for sticking with me, watching this till the end. And with that said, I'll see you next time.